And back to watercolor for this week's speed paint. I wanted to try to use gouache more because, somewhat successful, and ended up with just a really vague idea and what I wanted to do. The fader was simple enough I could just sketch on there. And you'll notice that I put the little tape lines on twice, and that is because I accidentally put them on the wrong side of the paper first. Which was, yeah, you'd think I know better by now, especially since there are two drastically different textures, but I did not. So yeah, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to do to just use like blue and purple tones, and then use gouache to put solid outlines on, do like a little ghost. So, that's pretty much what I ended up doing. Back to the 5x7 watercolor again, which is kind of interesting because I started like selling art backwards. I started at conventions, and I'm only just now getting, well, actually getting like social media that does things. Or, I only got all of my stuff listed in my store about a month and a half ago, I think, at this point, which was, not ideal, but getting there. But my print sizing was interesting. um, it's because like at first I just had stickers and I think two 11x17 prints. But then it came time to do other ones, so I added in medium print. Except that was originally a label from Adagio and their fandom tees for Rapunzel. So the scaling is weird. It's like 10.75 by some like 8 maybe. It's a weird size, so I kept that. So for a while those were my medium prints, and I made them all in that size. And then I realized that was kind of silly, so I added in 8.5 by 11. So I have, two different sizes of medium prints, but they're just labeled medium prints. For small prints, I did 6 by 4.5 because that was what my watercolor paper quartered was, and it was convenient for me, and it became a habit. And now I'm trying to do like all my new stuff, like the sunflower water markers from last week, were I'm trying to do more 6x4 since that's a standard size you can actually find frames for. But now I have several 5x7 watercolor at this point because that's just a convenient sized scale for the paper I got to test out. And I realized I needed some better paper than what I was using when the paper I was using just started to shred. I'm like, okay, I have exceeded the use of this paper, gotta find some new stuff. And the pack I ended up getting is 9x6, I think. Yeah, sounds about right. 9x6. No. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, scaling it down to standard size, or, what's, or a size that you can, there are frames for already and stuff. So now I have several 5x7, and I'm like trying to figure out, do I put them in small, but I need a new portfolio, or do I just kind of shove them into the medium portfolio? Like, what do I do size-wise, or if I end up doing any prints of these? Because, like, online I can have them priced separately, but actually tabling, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep the the three standard sizes and price wise and just even them out. But yeah, it's like And it's just like even large prints and adding some 11 by 14 now, and it's like, oops. But yeah, I was done with my rambling. Back to this. I really wanted to have like the white fade, you know, like almost to like halfway up the paper, but then I started to water down the gouache to put it on, and I didn't like how it looked as much. Like I really like how it looks like along the bottom, but but I don't think I would have liked it if it went much higher. Yeah. Also, the lighting in the last few videos has been slightly different because I've been filming during the daytime, and there's a skylight and a bunch of windows, so as long as it's not too cloudy outside, it's fine. Because it's too much of a hassle to set the lights up when there's a bunch of preschoolers wandering around. It's like, so yeah, that's why the lighting's been a bit varied. And that's it. Thanks for watching.